Hello everybody and welcome to the second day of Cine Gear Expo 2021 here at the Los Angeles Convention Center. I am here at the Aputure lighting booth and my name is Valentina Vee. I am the resident pro over here at Aputure. What does resident pro mean? Well, I am the head global ambassador, I am a director and DP, so I actually use these lights. I'm a user, I'm a consumer, and as a consumer, I started with the 120D back in the dizzy day in 2016. Remember that? And now we have increased the power tenfold. We are here at the 1200D Pro. This is the newest Aputure light that just got announced yesterday, and it's a beefy boy. It is a powerhouse. Like all Aputure lights, as you know, they are named after how many watts of output they have, and then whether they're daylight or bicolor. So we got 1200, that is 1200 watts, daylight. So this is a daylight fixture, and it has a bunch of cool stuff. If you're used to the 300D or 300X, 300D2 lights, then you'll notice a little bit of a change. You have this ballast here, this yoke, it's curved as you can see, and that really helps that full range of motion. So you can move this light around a full 360 degrees. You can aim it down, you can aim it up. See, check this out. So see, now the light is casting light all the way down and you don't have that in the way like we had before. One of the great things about the Aputure community is that we actually listen to the feedback. So a lot of people in the with the original fixtures, they had a lot of feedback. One of them was, we want more range of motion, so we gave you this angle. Another piece of feedback was, our lowest setting for the 120D was 10%, which means you could take the light from 10% to 100%. People wanted their lights dimmer, and it makes sense, right? Because this is a super powerful light, and right now it's at 4.2%. So we are able to take this light all the way down to 0.1%. And if you think that that is dim, oh, y'all don't even know. So let me actually show you how bright this light is. Let me shine into the camera right now. Incredible, right? This is at 0.1% and it is still blinding. That is how powerful this light is. Now, of course, with more power comes more professional features. For example, we have wireless built-in DMX in this light. If you're familiar with our Sidus Link system, which is the system where you can control this light from an app, DMX is just the next level of that. DMX board operators, they have this thing called a transmitter, a wireless transmitter, and usually you need a wireless receiver to attach it to like the DMX output on this light right here. But now that this light has built-in DMX, you don't actually need that because it's inside the fixture. So that's saving you a lot of money on the professional end of things. Also, you'll notice there's no place to attach a V-mount or a gold mount battery on this baby. That's because this has so much power that if you want to power it with batteries, you got to get a block battery. So this is what these DC inputs are for. So if you have 2 block batteries, both inputs, that gives you the full power, which actually is quite incredible if you really think about it, that a light of this power, this is about equal to a Joker 1600 or maybe an M18. This is roughly the equivalent. You can get that much power from block batteries. Of course, if you want house power, the AC power is right here. So this is our new guy. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat because I will be more than happy to answer them. A lot of people who haven't used these lights before may not realize that they're all based on the same mounting system. This is called a Bowen's mount. This is what all the accessories mount to. So whether the accessory is a reflector like this, or a Fresnel like that, a light dome like that, or a lantern like back there, they all mount with the same mount. It's called a Bowen's mount. Speaking of Bowen's mounts, we have 2 600X Pros here, 1 and 2, with different accessories on them. This was released a little bit earlier this year, and what's cool about the 600X is, unlike the D version, the X is color temperature adjustable. So you can go from tungsten to daylight all in the same fixture, and yes, it is a COB fixture, meaning that you can put these optical modifiers on here. So this optical modifier right here, the Fresnel, will actually spot and flood the light, meaning that it can concentrate the light and make it more powerful from 45 to 15 degrees. Then we actually have a dance party back there. The Sisu Cinema Robotics, they have this demo where the robots dance, and sometimes it can be quite loud, but don't worry, it only lasts about a minute. Hopefully you can still hear me though. This 600X Pro has, you might notice, a giant light dome on it. You're probably like, that's not the light dome we're used to. No, it's not. It's huge. Let me actually bring it around to show you. You can see the X is really playing in here because it's a tungsten color temperature. This is the new Light Dome 150. 150 stands for centimeters. I know all y'all in non-metric land are gonna be like, what does that mean? It's 5 feet. So this comes with 2 different types of diffusion cloths. Diffusion cloths usually cut down on the amount of light coming from the fixture. So it's a 1.5 stop cut down and then a 2.5 stop. Those are the 2 types of diffusion that we have. And it comes with a honeycomb grid. The grid's really useful for having soft light, but also directional light. So right now you can see it's fully directional, and then as soon as I turn it, you can see that now the light does not go in this direction. If the cloth wasn't on it, you would have a lot of that light spill coming from the side. So that is really useful if you want something, say for like an interview setup, or if you want something that's not gonna bounce off the white walls in a room. That is super useful. People love using these large circular domes as interview lights to light more than one person, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a really good kit. Like if you are a production company or if you're a freelancer and you're looking for your one and done solution, highly recommend the 600X Pro. And of course the 600X Pro you can also power off of batteries. So we have the V-mount version here. You can see right here we have the V-mount batteries. You can also see we have the new LCD screen. This is a little bit more advanced than the OLED screen of previous fixtures. You can see that full color readout. Right now it's at 4,000 Kelvin, so I can adjust both the intensity and the color temperature, take it down to 2,700, and then go all the way to 6,500 Kelvin, all in the same fixture. You can also change things like the dimming curves, so whether you dim logarithmically or you dim linearly. You can also adjust things like effects. So whether you want like a fireplace effect, no, it's fireworks, faulty bulb, lightning, paparazzi, and then a couple other ones that I don't remember because I'm not a dictionary. Let's go over here to, say you don't want like the full power of the 1200D Pro, maybe not even the 600 or 300, you ain't got that kind of budget, all right? Let's talk about the Amaran line. We have 2 Amarans right here, the 100X and the 100D up there. This is really made for that run and gun filmmaker, that content creator, the people who are setting this up in their house and wanting to create things where you don't need to throw this in a case and really put it through the battlegrounds. You know, the 1200D and the 600X and D are weatherproofed. They have really solid housing and casing, and they're heavy so that you can withstand those rougher conditions. These are super lightweight. They are plastic. You can put them all in a little case, travel with them. Of course, they're also Bowens mount, so they work in the same system. So you can put a light dome on it. You can put a lantern on it. The greatest thing, the thing that I love most about these is that they are also Bluetooth enabled. So you can still put them on the Sidus Link app. And you're probably thinking, well, the light has controls on it, right? Why do I even need an app? Well, when you have something mounted up there, or when you have a studio and say you have a C-clamp on the top and you mount your light on that C-clamp, or you have it on a truss, you don't want to have to keep climbing up a ladder to turn the light on or adjust the light, right? So having those controls on a Bluetooth remote is so helpful, and that remote is your phone, so you're guaranteed never to lose it. Speaking of Sidus Link and things that you can control with it, I know a lot of people love this light. This is a heavy fan favorite. This is the Nova P300C. This was our first sort of large RGB WW panel. Now we have just released its big brother, the Nova P600C, and okay, I'll be honest with you, after seeing this, I forgot that this is this size. Like, I always thought that this was the size of the Nova. So it's roughly 2 feet by 1 foot, and it has a couple of improvements over the original Nova, although both are really good. First of all, just like I showed you in the 1200D, that curved ballast is here too, so you can actually angle it. You can actually angle it down, and that's not going to be as in the way. It also has built-in wireless DMX, just like the 1200D. Like I said, we are going for that pro level. We want this on grip trucks. We want this in studios. We want you to use this if you have a studio, like a cyc wall that you're trying to light. If you have a big production going on, this is going to be super helpful. As part of the improvements over the original Nova, right now you see there's no cable that's going from the control box to the light, like there is over here. You can see this little small cable. So because it is so adjustable, because you can use Sidus Link with it, because you can use DMX with it, you don't actually need to be touching the control box all the time. So you can just mount the control box on the light. And this control box here has pins in it. And that's how it's able to communicate with the light and get the signal over to it. So that's a really cool feature. It saves on the amount of cabling you need. Of course, if you still want a cable, we provide a long cable for this. So you can hook it up into there, and if you are hanging it off somewhere high above, you can always use that cable box. You can always use that control box to control things from down below. The other thing that I love about this particular light is now we have these regions in it. We have these zones. So say you don't want a light that is purely one color. Right now it's daylight. Since it is RGB, let me go to the HSI mode, which is my preferred way of putting a color on this light. Okay, so right now it's in a greenish hue. I can always adjust the intensity down. I can adjust the hue, right? But that's just, that's like any RGB light, right? That's obvious. But now, since we have these zones, I can go into the effects light mode, and I can go down to, obviously the basic effects are here. Like we have fire, and you can even adjust the fire to make it like natural or cool fire. We have explosions. We have, we have pulsing. But the new one is the colors. So for example, we have a color gradient where we can change the speed, we can change the colors of each of these zones individually if we want. I'm trying to turn it down in intensity so that you can actually see what's going on. We have the color gradient, we have the one color chase, where one color chases throughout this light. And again, like you can change what this color is. We have I just want to go through all of them, why not? Let me go to light mode, color cycle. There we go. Slowly cycle through the colors, and we have color fade as well. So you can control, that's a single. Nope. Those are zones. So you can control the colors, you can control the speed, you can control what you want the colors to do. Endless possibilities. You can use this as a practical in the back of your music videos. You can use this as maybe faking some streetlights going past a car. You can create a custom effect of some sort that isn't already built in. You can make an even more intricate fire sequence happening. Another improvement of the 600 versus the 300 is a lot of people said, we love the soft light, but if we want it a little bit punchier, a little bit harder, can we take the front panel off? And yes, you can. So you have these 4 D-rings at the top, or you could use a flathead, and if you just screw them off, you can slide that panel right out. If you want a little bit more directionality with the light, you can always put in a hard grid. So there are 3 of these grid, I'm always forgetting this word. Why do I always forget this word? Degrees. Yes, 3 degrees that this grid comes in. So it comes in 30, 45, and 60. So right now, I believe that this is the 45-degree grid. So let me put that in. So actually, without the grid, let's do this experiment first. Look straight at the light and then go slowly off to the side. When that happens, you can see that the light, you can still see the light, right? And if the camera can see the light, that means that the light is falling on the subject as well. Versus when I put this grid on, and we're going to do the same experiment, and we'll see what it looks like.
But we have a lot of people who enjoy using this. It's hard to be WW.
Okay, now look straight at the light and then go off to the side. You'll see that when you look straight at the light does play. And as soon as you start going off to the side, the light falls off and you can't see it anymore. This is great for directionality. So if you want something like a soft light on a subject's face, but then not necessarily on the background, on their body, you can always use this, and it's perfect for those applications. The whole idea of being able to take the panel in the front off, or being able to put this honeycomb grid on, is for flexibility. It's for you to be able to use this light in more than one way. So as far as the most flexible light here, I would definitely say it's the Nova P600C. Come onto the booth, check it out if you're here at Cinegear. If you're not, you can always go to our YouTube channel, Aputure, and we have a very detailed breakdown with things like, if y'all care, like the lux, at what meter, the power draw, and all of that. I'm just here to give you the highlights. This has been Valentina Vee from Cine Gear. Be sure to follow us on all of the Aputure social media, because we're always posting about all of our newest products. This is a very exciting innovation that we have going on here, and so is the 1200D Pro. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm going to be here just answering. Oh, wait, we have questions from the audience. That's right. What are our questions from the audience? We ain't got no questions from the audience? Well, if the question is what I ate for breakfast, it is a garlic bagel, and that was a mistake because I'm wearing a mask all day. So that wasn't good. We also, are we doing the raffle, the giveaway thing too? Okay, so we have a giveaway as well. So if you've ever used the Sidus Link app, and hey, if you haven't used it, you can download it right now and check it out. We want you to leave a review on the App Store of your choice, whether it's the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Take a screenshot of your review and then send it in to us at this Google form that we're about to put on the screen. Then you have a chance to win a 4-light MC kit that's with the whole kit, with the little briefcase it comes in, with the little case, the 4 MC lights. These are some of the most flexible little lights in the industry. We actually have one here right now. So think of this as like a mini Nova. I always have 2 of these in my pack at all times because they're helpful for all sorts of situations. Full RGB WW, so you definitely want 4 of those. So go check out this next slide that they're gonna put on the screen in order to figure out how to win that. All right, I'm Valentina, this is Cinegear 2021, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.